Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Faustine Chan. I'm the Business Innovation Manager for BBB serving the Pacific Southwest. Thank you for joining us today for our webinar. We do have a slide showing up on the screen that details our Main Street Matters program. This is a grant program that's funded by some donors and also some sponsors. So that's given recognition to Desert Financial, Credit Union, and also Optima Tax Relief. If you're interested in applying for this grant, it's to help small businesses at this time. There's a grant application, mainstreetmatters.bbbcommunity.org, and there's also information details on that website as well. This webinar is being recorded, so if anytime you do need to leave or if you need to review the information, it will be recorded and posted on events.bbcommunity.org. And then for those of you who log into our AB portal site, it will be available on that website as well. We do have a chat option and also a Q&A, so if you do have questions throughout the webinar, please feel free to type them in the chat option or the Q&A. We will answer those as we go along. So today we have two great speakers. I want to welcome Adam Russel, who is the VP of Sales at Hownd. He has more than 10 years of experience helping small business owners drive more revenue and customers through their doors using digital channels. He also played an instrumental role in the development of Hownd's Buy Now, Visit Later support voucher program and has helped deliver this innovative solution to hundreds of merchants during the pandemic, when the pandemic began. We also have Joe Stern. He is a partner success manager at Hownd. He holds a bachelor's in marketing and has an account and business development manager for many IT companies and also telecommunication companies. He's also a big volunteer in the community, volunteering for organizations such as the Big Brothers Big Sisters organization, also Maggie's Place. So please welcome both of our speakers today, and I'll go ahead and hand it over to Adam.
Awesome. Thank you, Faustine, for that introduction, and thank you for the Better Business Bureau for allowing us to present today and really just share what we've learned and how we've been able to help the community over these last few months during the pandemic to, one, really brave the storm, but two, as we're starting to come out of this, looking to raise our sales and go back into the world as a stronger organization. So what we want to talk about today is really helping you guys generate some revenue during the closures and make sure that we can guarantee foot traffic coming through your doors as soon as we're able to open. I want to start off by talking about what we'll go over today, but a quote kind of stuck out to me, and I wanted to include this here today because it really speaks to what I feel like most of us are going through right now. And on the other side of a storm is the strength that comes from having navigated through it. Raise your sail and begin. So we're all coming out of this stage where, depending on where you're at in the country, obviously the economy is starting to reopen, and we need to all come out of this strong and together and make sure that we have a plan and a strategy to succeed. So today what we'll talk about is how to survive and thrive. And there's two main components I wanted to discuss. Number one is brave the storm, what we can do right now to generate some revenue. We'll discuss our support voucher program that's already generated over $1 million for local businesses since the shelter-in-place orders have started. We'll also discuss our virtual tip jar, a way that you can put money in your employees' pockets during the closure, and the importance of collecting data right now while you're closed, as well as especially when your doors reopen. And also a few things that you can do while you're closed now to make sure you have a successful reopen in regards to your social presence, your website, and how you can advertise successfully. And then we'll discuss the plan for opening, making sure that you have a plan in place so that the day that you do open, you're successful. We'll kind of switch gears there for the actual raise the sales or the grand reopening strategy. Just making sure we can give you guys some ideas on how to get your message out there, as well as make sure there's an emphasis on cleanliness and following the procedures that are put in place as we reopen our doors. We'll end up with a little Q&A just to ask if there's anybody has any feedback or maybe some ideas that they've seen work well based on what they've learned here during the webinar today. So I want to start off by talking about the concept of survive and thrive and how Hownd is in a unique position to help local businesses. What's unique about Hownd is how we generate revenue and foot traffic for our customers. Our platform has no upfront cost and no risk or no contracts to use the platform. What we're really good at is driving foot traffic into your location, and we take a small flat fee when that customer actually walks through your door. So obviously, that being said, we can help you generate revenue right now, direct deposit those funds into your bank account, and nothing will be paid to Hownd until your doors are actually reopened and visitors are actually walking through your door, which is a key to a successful grand reopening. So let's first talk about what can we do right now. Well, first we need to stay strong and we need to brave the storm. We need to think of really unique ways to generate revenue now so that you can use that revenue to pay any bills, put food on the table, or whatever you need that revenue for. We also need to make sure that we stay connected. Continue to engage with your audience and engage with your customers so that you stay top of mind so they come see you when your doors are reopened. And then the third thing, which is just as important, especially as we're all coming closer to being able to open our doors, is getting prepared. Make sure that you're ready to reopen when you get the actual date that you can actually reopen. So let's switch gears and let's talk about how can we generate revenue right now. Well, customers are online and they're looking for ways to support you. People are on social media, they're looking through their emails, they're checking your website to see what day you open. They're even using things like our MyHound app to see what they can do to support their local community. With nowhere to go, consumers are spending way more time online and they need a way to be able to support. And if they can, they will. So we want to give your customers a way to support you and come in and visit you once you reopen. And that's where the support voucher idea came into play. How can we help businesses generate revenue now while they're closed that they can use and also guarantee to have visitors coming in the door once they reopen? So how does a support voucher work? It's really a prepaid gift card with a super easy buy process. We have a one-click purchase process, which makes it as easy as like Amazon for a customer to purchase directly from you. You can set this up at any price point you want. So 0% off, 10% off, 20% off, whatever you feel comfortable about. What will happen is the customer will be able to pre-purchase this voucher from you and come and use it the day that you guys open. Best part, we build, curate, and we distribute this for you. So we make sure it looks nice, it looks aesthetically pleasing, and it's easy for your customer to purchase it. More importantly, we distribute it across the web so that you don't have to focus on doing that. We make it easy to get it out across the web. So where can we push it out to? As soon as you approve, you are listed on the MyHound community. There's thousands of consumers in your guys' area that will introduce you to through the MyHound app where they can actually buy local support vouchers from the businesses they love. This can be a new customer, this can be an existing customer, really anybody in your local community can find you on our app and be able to buy the support voucher directly from you. 100% of the revenue goes directly into your guys' bank account and it's completely effortless for you. Now, just as important as getting it onto the app is making it easy for people to buy from you wherever they bump into you online. And this same theory can be used not just for a support voucher, but really for any promotion or special you guys are looking to advertise. So as you're thinking about your grand reopening, these are the kind of things that you want to make easy for people to buy from you. And a great place to do that is your website. We have a pop-up that we can put on your website that will increase the amount of people who actually purchase directly from you. And right now, it's super important for when people are going to your website to see when you guys are reopening, they can buy a special or a support voucher that they can come in and use that day that you guys reopen. Now, this is much different than just having a gift card on your website or having a web store, because the more steps you send somebody through, the less likely they're going to do it. So as you can see with ours, it's a pop-up that comes right up on the screen. And it's an easy one-click purchase process that all somebody has to do is put in their name, email, and credit card, and that money goes directly into your bank account. It takes less than a minute to install this on your website, and it makes it super easy for people to support you if they come and see that you're closed and they see the date that they can open, that you're going to open, and they'll be able to support you. Just as important as your website, it's crucial that we push to your email as well as social media. And through the Hownd platform, we can instantly connect to your social media and push any support voucher or grand reopening special directly into the newsfeed of your customers so they can purchase directly from you from that newsfeed. Same thing with email. We instantly connect with things like MailChimp or Constant Contact to pull all that data over, and we can blast out your support voucher so that people can literally buy it in under 30 seconds directly from their email, whether they're on mobile or whether they're sitting at their house. So the more eyes that you guys have on your support voucher, logically, the more support that you guys are going to be able to get. So we're going to instantly push this out into the community of the MyHownd consumers, as well as your website, social, and email to make it easy for people to purchase directly from you and for you to receive 100% of those funds immediately whenever any of those purchases happen. And as I said earlier, this support voucher program has already generated over $1 million since we started the program mid-March. So we've seen tons of success and tons of support coming in from the community all across the country, but specifically here in the Southwest. We have a ton of support coming in, and we'd love to be able to help you guys get that same type of support for your business. And obviously this number is increasing by the day. So as you can see here, this is just a few examples of some local businesses that have seen the type of support that we should be able to expect to get for every type of business that we're able to work with. The next thing I want to talk about is our virtual tip jar. This is just another way that you can help your your employees generate a little bit of extra revenue while you guys are closed. And this works really well because this is something that the community can do, and the money goes directly into your employees' pockets. The donations are immediately available to you, and we also can allow the customer to choose which employee they want to give a virtual tip to. An example that we have here is an 18-8 salon. It's a men's hair salon. They've already done over $10,000 in tips for their employees just by having something like this up on their website and pushing it out through email. So we can set one of these up for you guys instantly, and all of the money literally goes directly into the bank account that you can distribute out to your employees, so that we can help kind of offset some of those costs that you guys have had to endure by having to close down. Another really important thing that everybody should be focusing on right now is data collection. As we're finding out more details about the reopening plans and the reopening strategy by different cities and municipalities, what we are seeing is that there's going to be a limitation to the amount of capacity that you're going to be able to have in your facility. So it's super important to make sure that you're collecting the data from those customers as they come through your doors or as they come to your website. And that's one of the things that Hownd does really well, is helps collect that data, but then instantly monetize the data. So we can do things like put a data collector on your website that when somebody comes there, they'll be incentivized to give you their email and maybe their birthday, that we can send them something out special for their actual birthday month. Or even better, we can put what we call a Wi-Fi data collector in your facility so that we can help you guys collect data from people who actually come into the facility and want to use your Wi-Fi. It's really simple how it works. All somebody does is when they want to access your Wi-Fi, they either have to put in their name, their email, and potentially a phone number, or they can literally just connect through Facebook, and we can get all of that information like email and demographics directly from Facebook. And that allows us to retarget these people. So as soon as they get on your Wi-Fi, what we'll do is we'll send them a special that says, hey, thanks for coming in and thanks for accessing the Wi-Fi. Here's 15% off your next purchase, or here's 15% off your next visit if you come back within the next 2 weeks. And as you know, with us being able to make sure that we can get a repeat customer to come back again and again, it's going to become even more important as we reopen our doors to make sure that we can have those customers coming to us and not going anywhere else. There's going to be a limited amount of dollars available, and we need to make sure that we set ourselves apart from our competition so that customers will come into your facility rather than any other business around you, and making sure that they're spending the dollars with you than anybody else. This is also a great way for you guys to collect more birthdays, so that you guys can send out automated messaging through our platform around birthdays or anniversaries. What we found is that people are 10 times more likely to purchase something on their birthday month than any other time of the year. So if you do collect birthdays now, start reaching out to those people who have birthdays in the summer months. If you don't collect birthdays now, this is just a great way that you guys can start getting some more automated data coming in and other ways to touch your customers. Next, I want to switch gears and talk about a social and website audit. Joel, did you want to take over from here?
Yeah, thank you, Adam. Really appreciate everybody being here. But what we want to concentrate here is things that you can do that with tools that you're already using. So your social media and your websites, really want to look at your website, make sure that the information that you have on your website is clean and accurate. Making sure those call to actions are up front, and any instructions that you have out there are, again, easy to know. Make sure that you have, services that you're currently doing on there, or maybe even services that you're not currently doing taken off. So again, just really make sure that your website looks clean, because that's going to be the first place that people are going to come and look at you at. The other thing is, make sure you go through all your social media profiles, and not only your social media profiles, but your listings on Google and Yelp. This is really, really important, especially if you have different times that you're opening, or just really anything that those services are offering or saying to your customer. You want to make sure it's as accurate as possible, so they're really not chasing their tail when they're coming to look for you. We actually have a great partner, Business Warrior, who will actually change your listings for you on sites like Google and Yelp immediately to make sure that information is accurate. And I know there's a few other services out there like that. The other thing that we find is really positive is creating a Facebook community. Now, I would imagine a lot of you do have a Facebook page, but creating a community can gather different business leaders that you're associated with and consumers, and put you into a positive or a place where you can give a lot of positive info. Things like, hey, this is when we're opening, come out and visit us. It just helps build a sense of community and relationship. And, again, helps you stay engaged and a place to give hope. So the other thing that we want to talk to you about is the power of advertising in this time. What we're showing you here is a Coca-Cola ad from the Depression era. Their slogan from the early 20s all the way into the 60s was "a pause that refreshes." And they use that in a lot of different places. But in this case, the pause was the Great Depression, when people weren't making a lot of income. It holds a lot of similarities to the situation that we're going through right now. But Coca-Cola made sure that they were strong in their advertising, and they kept top of mind with their customers. What it ended up doing was they ended up doubling sales of Coca-Cola as people started getting back to work and creating income. Again, if you can keep yourself top of mind now, you will have more customers knowing that you're out there. With that, we wanted to throw out a question to folks. Do any of you have a strategic plan to open now? We'll let you click on that, and later in the results, we'll let you know what those results are. All right. And then all right. So yeah, it looks like one if the majority of you do not, right? So that's great. Let us talk about some of the things that you need to be thinking about for opening. Yeah, so opening day, there really are 3 crucial items that we're going to suggest. And I'm sure you've been thinking about them anyways, right? For one, your staffing. You got to make sure that those people are there and available to work and able to be scheduled, during this hard time. We're noticing that, there are some people that are not able to come back to work or maybe even unwilling to come back to work because of the pandemic. So there's that stress. The second thing is you got to make sure that the services that you offer, you have the inventory to fulfill those offers, right? Making sure that you plan for the right amounts. Well, how do you plan for the right amounts? Well, again, that requires, again, marketing and advertising, putting those offers out there. And for instance, like with the buy now, you could decide, hey, we know this many consumers have bought this service from us. We know that when we open, they're going to come for it. And so it helps give you. Now, the first 2 of those are very, very expensive. And actually, the third step can also be expensive unless you're using a service like Hownd, right? Again, Hownd, there is no risk until the service is really bought and paid for and somebody shows up. So, make sure that when you're going through those 3, when you're looking at these 3 things, that you're taking it all into account, and hopefully, when marketing and advertising feel like the thing to suffer, that may suffer, you're looking for every option available to you. And we're always going to recommend that Hownd is going to be a great place for you to be able to get out to your customers.
Yeah, great point, Joel. And yeah, I just want to reiterate that, the best way to plan for staffing and inventory is to have a good idea on, how much traffic you guys should be able to expect on that opening day or that opening week. So making sure that you have a strong grand reopening strategy together is going to, offset some of those losses that you might incur by making sure you have a good plan. So this, leads me into preparing for a successful opening, and it's now time to raise the sales and be prepared for your grand reopening. So building the excitement around that is imperative to making sure that you guys have a successful opening day. And I know for some of the businesses that are listening to this today, you might have been open now for 10 to 20, 30 plus years, and a grand reopening is something you have not done, or a grand opening is something you have not done for a very long time. So you need to kind of take a step back and understand that every single business on your street and every single business in your city will also be going through the same grand reopening. And there's only so many dollars to go around. And that's why it's so important to set yourself apart from your competition. So let's talk about what is a successful grand reopening strategy. Well, the first thing that you need to focus on is giving people an opportunity to get excited about coming to see you. So coming up with some unique ideas to set yourself apart. And this doesn't necessarily just have to be a special. This could be ways that you guys are keeping your customers engaged with you now. We've heard some really cool ideas of like contests and like even toilet paper bowling, right? So just fun ideas that you can do to keep your customers engaged, that they can win a prize that they can come and get on that grand reopening day. So think outside the box a little bit and think of things that you can give away on social media to get people to come in and visit you that first day or that first week or even a grand reopening month. Also, a really important thing to do is to look at your pricing strategy moving forward. And any specials that you've ran in the past that have worked really well, start to rethink about running those types of things or something similar for your grand reopening special. So this is a great time to just really look at your overall pricing strategy and think of different ways that you can set yourself apart, or think of different packages that you can come up with that provide a ton of value for your customers, but don't really affect your bottom line. And then the third thing is to come up with some sort of grand reopening strategy for the actual specific day or month that you can have different types of specials and promotions running in order to set yourself apart and make sure that those customers come in and see you. It is going to be imperative to do something during these times to get customers to come and see you rather than see somebody else. And what we've seen is, just some kind of tips on selling. And these are things that you guys can take if you guys do not work with Hownd or do work with Hownd. Take these and use them how you want. But what we've seen really well with the 1,500 plus clients that we work with is three really main things to make sure that somebody buys your promotion or takes advantage of your special. Number one is it needs to be attractive. At least 20% off is what we see work really well. We don't typically recommend going over 40%, but 20% is a really attractive number for somebody who obviously knows your business, and it's not hitting your margins too hard. And you can also come up with some ideas like a scaling incentive. If you get a larger package or you spend more on like a support voucher, you can get a larger discount on those higher values that you purchase. This gets somebody to spend more money with you up front. And as they come in, they're typically not just going to spend the value of that support voucher or that buy now. They'll typically buy additional services depending on the type of business that you are. The third one is a package. Coming up with a package like maybe a family pack or a 4-pack allows you to combine things together and provide more value to the customer where it doesn't actually affect your bottom line as much. You can do things like an add-on that'll help there as well. And then the second thing is clear messaging. Just making sure that you make it super easy for people to understand what the promotion is. And the less complex that you have it, the more that people will buy it. So you do not want to put a bunch of restrictions on your specials. You want to make them super easy and open-ended, especially as we're coming out and there's going to be bombarded with specials from left and right from a bunch of different companies. You need to make sure that you make yours easy to use, easy to come in and visit you, and clear as day on the messaging. And then the third one, which is really the most important, is an easy buy process. Don't send somebody through 8 to 10 steps where they have to log in for something to purchase something from you. Make it as easy as possible for them to give you their money. Once you get them to put in their credit card and make that purchase, now what we can do is we can send them back to your booking system or send them into whatever process you guys have in place in order for somebody to schedule an appointment. But don't make somebody schedule an appointment or book a service before they actually pay for it. The easiest way to do it is just have a simple one-click buy process, something like Hownd can provide, which will make it easier for you to convert more of those people through your funnel.
Yeah, so back to when you are reopening, what you can do is you can expand out really what Hownd does and use the platform fully. We've talked a lot about buy nows and basically gift cards or support vouchers, but you can also enact coupons. And so coupons are going to allow you to do is give the person the ability to come in and be a little bit more spontaneous versus buying it up front. And Adam touched on this before, but it is very, very important to collect data. So every time that you're able to, whether it's off your website or through one of these different options to get customers to come in, try to grab their emails, their birthdays, their anniversaries, so you can come back at them and say, hey, we have this new offer for you, please come. You know, this is definitely the way just to improve your sales and bookings and really converting those customers really into sales and revenue.
Yeah, great point, Joel. And that really brings me to getting the message out there, which, you know, once you open, you can use Hownd to get the message out to your existing customers through all of our channels that will help you with, like email, social, and website. And you can also get your message out to new customers by really good SEO optimization. So you can make sure that when people are doing Google searches, they're finding you and they're going to your website, as well as our MyHound community, where we can introduce you to new consumers in the area. So just making sure that you get that message out there to where people are hanging out and looking for ways to either support you, or as you're opening, they're looking for ways to get out of the house and come and see you. These are the places that we need to make sure we set you up so that you can convert as many customers as possible into foot traffic, because an email or a social media fan doesn't do you really any good until an actual customer walks through your door and gives you money. And that's what Hownd is really, really good at doing, is taking all of that risk off of your guys' plate on the upfront costs for all the different marketing softwares out there in the world. We run all of this for you. We generate the results, and that's how we get paid. So I want to make sure that you guys get visibility in these different channels, and make sure that you make it easy for people to purchase directly from you off of all of these different channels. And it's also super important as you now are getting your open dates. This is one of our customers, the Peppermill Steakhouse here in Arizona. And as you can see here in Arizona, the date to open restaurants is Monday, May 12th. Monday, May 11th. They're opening up Tuesday, May 12th. But they're advertising this on Facebook right now. So they're making sure that everybody in the community knows what date they're going to be opening. They're going to be running a special with us, the support voucher program that they're running now, where customers can come in and actually use this support voucher on May 12th for a discount on whatever food they purchase at the Peppermill. So the more eyes that you have now on your business, the more traffic you will get for that grand reopening day or that grand reopening week or that grand reopening month. So it's imperative right now to, if you can, advertise your open date. If you can't put dollars behind the advertisement, just make sure that you get the word out through your social channels, through email, and onto your website, so that when customers go and search for places that are going to be open, they can find you and they can come and visit you. And the last thing I want to talk about is, now that we're getting these dates to reopen, we need to make sure that, one, we're keeping cleanliness a priority right now. And two, it's imperative that we follow the procedures that are put in place for once we reopen. And the reason being is we need to make sure if people feel comfortable knowing that we've taken these things as important and we've done the proper procedures to clean the facility. And a great way to do that is literally taking a video and posting that video on social media of you guys doing a deep cleaning of your facility to prepare for the reopening. If you guys can be showing that process throughout the way, that'll make your customers feel much more comfortable as the date gets announced and that date gets closer. And you guys will see more people coming in based on making the public feel more comfortable with your business. Also, just make sure that you take extra measures once reopened. Have extra signage around the facility so that people understand that you've taken those procedures seriously, and that you have those procedures in place. So these things are just some small things that you can do to make people feel more comfortable from a marketing perspective on putting it out into the world and letting people know what you guys are doing to follow these health procedures, and also, the safety of your customers. And that's pretty much wraps it up on our end for what we'd like to discuss with you guys today. I would like to open it up to some questions. If anybody does have any questions, feel free to ask those now. If nobody does have any questions right now, you can go ahead and get additional information on hownd.com, or go ahead and just send an email to supportvoucher@hownd.com. There's also a landing page for the Better Business Bureau. We'll go ahead and share this link out with everybody here, and you can get additional information, and you can request information from us from there as well. So I just want to make sure that everybody braves the storm together. We're getting through this. We are almost through, and now we need to start preparing to reopen and raise our sales and make sure that we come out of this with a successful reopening. So I just want to pass it back to Faustine. And thank you again, everybody, for your time today. I appreciate you letting Joel and I and Hownd come and present to you. Hopefully you guys learned a few things that you guys can use here in the coming weeks. And let us know if you have any questions.
Great, thank you, Adam. So if you have any questions, just type them in the chat option or the Q&A. I'll give everyone a minute or two just to type in any questions that they have, and we can answer them here. You can, why don't you pull up that website, Adam, and we can take a look at it, and if someone has any questions looking at it.
Yeah, good point. Thanks, Faustine. So this landing page will have all the information that you guys need to learn about the program, see some examples of some of our customers that have seen success on the program so far, as well as a video from our CEO that's explaining kind of how the support voucher program and the importance of having something like this in place. If you guys do want to request some additional information or get signed up, just go ahead and fill out this form here and click Get Started. And we'll have somebody from the sales team reach out and make sure that we can help you guys get set up. Remember, there's no cost, no upfront cost whatsoever. The pay per visit fee is a flat fee that's discussed before you sign up, typically between $1 to $5, depending on the type of business that you are. So we make it super, super easy for you guys to get started. And it's all about driving results into your business, where we literally do not get paid until we drive results for you. Yes, that's a good question. I just got a question asking, can support vouchers be gifted to others? Yes, they can. So for Mother's Day coming up this Sunday, this is a great way for you to buy a support voucher and gift that to your mom, sister, aunt, whoever you want. And it makes it super easy to do that within our app and within our system. It'll immediately get emailed or show up within the app for that actual customer that it's gifted to. So just got a question from Marilyn. Do we need stuff set up or ready to go, or will you work with us to create something? We'll definitely work with you guys to create something. We can put that support voucher up during the quick 10 to 15 minute call. And then you'll be able to contact our success team, who can give insight on the thousands of businesses that we work with and what we've seen work really well. So we can actually share kind of insights on what we see working across the country. Great question. And Marilyn, I would love to chat after if you'd like some assistance on getting something going. That's free as well. Everything is free. The only way that Hownd generates any revenue is once a customer actually walks through your door and redeems one of the Hownd offers. So they pre-purchase the revenue. The money goes directly into your bank account. Hownd gets paid a flat fee for that customer when they walk through your door and redeem. Well, awesome. I think that was great questions that came in. Thank you for all the questions. And I appreciate everybody's time today. I really do. And I hope that we can all come out of this stronger than we came in. And it looks like actually we did just get one last question. Is Hownd app compatible with Apple and Android? Yes, it is. You can find it on both the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. It is the My Hownd app. So type in My Hownd for the consumer-facing app. And that is something that you can then download and see all the local offers in your area. It's within 10 miles of wherever you're located, so you'll be able to see the businesses that we work with within 10 miles of your location.
Okay, I think that's all the questions that we have. Thank you so much, Adam and Joel, for taking time out of your busy day to present today's webinar. This webinar was recorded, so it will be posted on events.bbcommunity.org. And also, if you're in a credit business, it will be posted on our AB portal site, which you can log in and review the information as well. So thank you, everyone, for attending today. Please have a safe weekend. Please stay safe out there.
Awesome. Thank you.